In giving a briefing of the recently concluded conference for Guyanese diplomats, Foreign Affairs Minister Carl Greenidge says economic issues drew the majority of attention during the three-day encounter. In relation to trade, Minister Greenidge said that issues associated with expanding and taking advantage of the European market were discussed. Guyana has signed an economic partnership agreement with the European Union, which is expected to result in this country accessing more lucrative export markets.
It's a market of 591 million persons. We have been given an opportunity to access that market. There are a number of areas in which the framework agreement provides opportunities, and there are a number of challenges actually realizing those markets.
There were extensive deliberations on those challenges and how they can be tackled, how to include the private sector, and how to move from the traditional exports into those markets, Minister Greenidge added.
We spoke about the challenges of getting products into markets. Cuba was one of those we discussed, for example, and some of the challenges there, Dominican Republic, and the like. One of the last things we discussed just now had to do with Canada, for example, the relationship with Canada, the extent to which the investment program that's currently being pursued has benefited from inputs from Canada in relation to governance, assistance with governance.
The challenge of operating within the rules of the World Trade Organization was also discussed, now that Guyana is being recognized as a middle-income economy and no longer enjoys same benefits as lesser developed countries.
Priorities we have identified for Guyana's foreign policy are priorities which have to be implemented in what is sometimes a rapidly changing and at the same time a rather unpredictable environment. And that makes it especially important that we gear ourselves to review the progress in the arenas reasonably frequently.
The ambassadors and high commissioners were also briefed by Minister Rafael Trotman on the current state of affairs in the emerging energy sector. Royden James, HGP Nightly News.